Hello, hello. How are we doing? Day three of the Abundant Author Activation. I am just gonna make sure everyone knows that I'm here. Let me just tag everyone. Dee, dee, dee. Done. Yay. How are we doing? How are we doing as we land in day three, the final day of the Abundant Author Activation? Wow. And today we are diving into compelling offer creation. And we're going to keep it simple. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed with it all, but talking about how you can create a compelling offer around your writing. Excited to dive into that. And yay, hey Hazel. Ah, I love that you're here. Yeah, as you're arriving, please do say hello in the chat. If you are watching the replay, use the hashtag replay. Although this is the final day of the live sessions, this group will stay open until next Tuesday morning. So you have time to catch up with the replays, to ask questions, to share where you're at, to connect with each other. Because as I said at the beginning, like the connections that happen in spaces like this, you never know where they might lead you. And I'm not talking about, being transactional, just connecting with people because they might be able to do something. They might be able to do something for you, or they might end up being a client, or whatever it is. Like literally, if my experience of having my own business, being an abundant author has taught me anything, it's that magic happens in the connections. It was literally on a team meeting for us at the Unbound Press earlier, and we were talking about like some amazing new authors that have joined us and are joining us, and how that happens, how they find us. And so often is through connections. Like they might read somebody's book, another Unbound Press book, or be connected with one of our other authors or community members. And that's how they find us. That's how they come to us. And they come to us because, talking about what we were talking about yesterday, visibility. Um, I just hope people can see me because I'm not seeing, I'm just like getting tripped up. Because, like, if you are here and you can see me, I know Hazel you have, but can you put hello in the chat? Because maybe the connection's a bit clunky today, but I can't see much happening. That's quite unusual. But, talking what we were talking about yesterday, visibility. Um, because we as the Unbound Press, and I as myself, obviously, regularly sharing on social media. We've got the podcast, we've got these different layers of visibility. And we, share our mission, our message on our website as well. People find us, and very quickly can know whether they resonate with the way we work or not. And that's what I want for you, for it to be really clear for people, like who you are, what you stand for, and how you are able to hold space for them. Now let's just check what is going on. I'm not confident that. Oh no, it looks like I am. Oh, there's many more comments on my phone than there are on my desktop. Ah, so, yeah, I can't see your comments on my desktop today, so I will have to keep looking at my phone. Past 2 days, I can see them all here. And um, anyway, Facebook does like to um, challenge us in some ways. So Hazel, so Carrie, hello. Hazel, there's some amazing women in here. Yes, there are. So Jen Flint, hello. Seema, Deborah's here. Yay, with your morning coffee. I love that. Terry, you found Unbound. Someone asked for a publisher on Rebecca Campbell's Sanctuary. See, I love that. Um, when like this is the dream. When people know who you are really clearly and what you do, what you're able to offer, and people recommend you, like even when you don't know, like you're not even in the space, that is such a special thing. Susan, thank you for confirming I'm seen. I never think that, you know, I never like to think that I'm just talking into the void. And hello, Anna. Oh, good. Confirming you can see me. And Terry, we are all here in the chat. Maybe you can't see us. No, I couldn't, but now I can. Maybe, should I put my phone? Oh dear, this is, no, I'm just going to leave it down here. So if I don't see your comment, very quickly today. Oh, Sonray is here as well. That is why. That is why. Because Facebook is choosing to withhold them from me on the desktop. Anyway, how are we doing today? How are you feeling? It's been great seeing some of the posts that you've been sharing after our session on visibility yesterday. I love that Mariah shared a couple of posts, I think, and already got 3 possible client inquiries. And it's like, wow. It shows how it can happen. I'm not saying that always happens, it definitely doesn't. And often it can feel like we are sharing and there's no response or very little response. And that is okay because what we are looking for are like these layers. Like the more you share, the more you allow yourself to be seen, the more you allow yourself to connect, you never know who is watching. I literally had somebody reach out a couple of weeks ago. I put a post up about becoming an author with us at the Unbound Press. Like I didn't know her. She's never commented on any of my posts, and for the past couple of years, she has been kind of, you know, lurking, following along. And then when she was ready to, you know, she's at a place now where she wants to think about publishing her book, she was like, oh, like, I really love what you do, feels really aligned. Um, so, you know, reached out. But I wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have known. That's literally, I think, at least 2 years she's been following. So you never know who's watching you. And it's really important to trust whatever you are putting out there, it is having an impact on your people. But they may be like my people, like our people at the Unbound Press. Very often, like you are, maybe you're more introverted, or you see something and you don't necessarily think, like it resonates, but you don't necessarily think to comment. I do that all the time. So just because you're not getting the response you expect doesn't mean that it's not working. Okay. Deborah, thank you for modelling how to roll with technical challenges. I mean, this is minor, to be honest, isn't it? Oh, Terry walked into a wonky universal lesson today. She'll tell everyone about it later. It's everyone else out there. It's wiggy. um, Eloise, thank you for yesterday's prompt. My guides told me to share that reel a few days ago, but I had been stalling. It's those ones. It's those ones, whether it's a reel or a post or a live or whatever it is, or an email, you feel called to share, and then it feels a bit edgy because maybe it does feel a bit different to what everyone else is sharing. Those are the ones that are likely to spark the most magic. So go you, Eloise, for doing that. Um, just trying to position my phone. Anyway, how are we feeling? Pop one word in the chat, 1 or 2 words, letting me know how you're feeling as we are landing in day 3 of the Abundant Author activation. As I said, today we're going to be talking about offer creation and yes, we're going to be diving into that. Tax. I keep like, I don't know what to look up here on my phone. Terry's reverting to silly 1980s adjectives. Why not? I'm here for it. I'm here for it personally. Anna, yesterday I toddled off and wrote a big long post, which I didn't send out, but I did send a smaller version to some groups on Telegram. Baby steps. Always, like anything is better than nothing. And I don't mean you should just be like sharing for the sake of it. But if there's something there, and it, you know, at times it feels like, oh, it feels like there's a lot, and maybe I'm not quite in a place to share that whole thing, there will be something there that you can share. And actually, it's the same that leads into offers, actually. Um, so Raya's eating her lunch. Hazel, you're feeling lazy today. I hear that. It's pretty rainy and dreary here, so it feels like a day for that. Julie, abundant and flowing. Clara's here, amazing. Yay, hello. Eloise, haphazard. Well, that feels really unbound to me. Seema, feeling open and encouraged today. It felt so good to share something in my Instagram story yesterday and break through the barrier of not sharing for years. I saw it. I just saw it actually. Yay. I mean, that's huge. That is huge. And very often, if we haven't shared for a while, whether it's years or, you know, sometimes it might be a few days that you haven't shared for, and it feels, it can feel like a lot to come back. Like just doing something really, really small is going to help to get you back into the practice, the flow. Pamela, I shared myself in person yesterday on a global networking Zoom event. Never done it before. Connected with some lovely, creative, spiritual people. Amazing. Uh, and feeling uplifted and seeing potential. Jen is feeling beige. I find that very hard to believe, Jen. Actually, I had a session with a client yesterday and we were both very neutral in terms of what we were wearing. Um, Jen, I saw one of your reels earlier. I'm always struck by the vibrancy, like the wild egg vibrancy. So, you know. Anna, the energy of the eclipse knocked me a bit sideways, still integrating, ready for the next step. Yeah, you're definitely not alone in that. And we get to go gently. This has been quite an intensive 3 days, but now we get to take everything that we've talked about and move ahead with it. And later on, when we've talked about compelling offer creation, I'm going to be talking about a possible next step, which is the Abundant Author Academy, our new membership, which we are opening the doors to today in a very laid back way. There is no kind of fancy sales page, but I have got the details for you, so I will be sharing that with you later. Carrie, I'm just trying to get my eyes open and comprehend this morning. Yeah, feeling that as well. Somray, I didn't do any posts yesterday as I had other work clients to attend to, but hoping to be more abound about my book, behind the scenes, and podcast. Yay. Jen, you're looking forward to feeling more vibrant. It's coming. And it's all, you know, this has come up, you know, in some of the comments and conversations that I've been having with you here. We get to ebb and flow with all of this. We get to ebb and flow with our writing process, and we get to ebb and flow with everything in the abundant author journey. It's not about being one way. It's certainly not about being one way all the time. No way. We get to be unbound. Clara, cooking on gas. Website just launched, and you know what that means. Well, yeah. Deborah, I totally get the challenge of coming back. I've been on hiatus for nearly 5 years due to personal events, plus the pandemic. I'm moving in that direction, but not quite there yet. Yeah. And our books can help us with this. Like, whatever stage of the journey you're at, like, everyone here is in creation mode in one way or another with your writing. Even if you're right at the beginning of the journey, there's something there. So you can take something from your writing or take pieces and start like drip feeding and sharing them, just letting the magic ripple out. So, how do we feel about creating an offer around your writing? Who here has some kind of offer already which relates, even if it's really tenuous? I'm all for tenuous connections to your writing. Who has something already? Whether it's kind of active or not, who has something, whether it's one to one, group, online, in person, whatever it is, who has an offer or offerings that are already related to your writing? Because there are different layers to this abundant author journey. And, we talked on Monday about embodiment, intention. We touched on that. We touched on visibility yesterday. We're going to talk about offer creation today. Then there are other layers, like how to actually launch that offer and share it, and also to how to expand your audience, your reach through collaborations and connection. Um, like I said, today we're going to dive into offers. So let's have a look. So Seema, nope, zip, zilch, nada. um, some rare, you need some ideas in terms of an offer. Yeah, some rare, there's lots. There's lots there. I know there's lots for everybody. Carrie, you do. Eloise, you do. Julie, nope, nothing yet. Anna, people read my book and then feel drawn to work with me one to one. Amazing. Amazing. Hazel, I'm starting to drip feed on Instagram about my book. Fantastic. Fantastic. It doesn't matter whether you've got an offer right now or not. Deborah, nothing yet. I'm participating here along with co-author Holly Mack to get inspiration for launching our collaborative book. Great. Hazel, your aim is to turn the book into a course. Yeah, and needing some ideas. Clara, not even thought about it. That's why I'm here. Oh, where's my comments gone? Terry, I'm simmering with new offer ideas, but they don't seem to be connected to my writing, but maybe they do. Like everything's connected. But what we're going to be talking about today is really allowing your book to be the inspiration, or, what's coming through in your writing, because it's whatever stage of the book writing journey you're at, to be an inspiration for an offer and to keep it super simple. So, the kind of offer, or what an offer gets to do for us as an abundant author, one, it amplifies the message of your book or what's coming through in your writing. Two, it provides a channel for financial abundance to flow to you. Yeah. So that's what we want to do. Obviously, when your book is out in the world, that is one way of creating an income. But book sales on their own are generally relatively small, small in terms of income. So we want to look at a way to amplify that potential, and a great way to do that is through an offer. It also, and I know this is going to resonate deeply with each one of you, it enables you to be more deeply of service to your people, because yes, they can read your book, they can read your writing, see what you're sharing on social media or wherever it is. But then they get to come closer, they get to go deeper in some way. So this can be a one-to-one offering that you have. So it could be working with you one-to-one. It could be a group offering. It could be online. It could be in person. Like it could be an event or a retreat. The invitation today, when we're talking about this, is to, like I say, keep it really simple and don't overthink it. I know we can all be overthinkers. And it's the same as with visibility. We can be like, oh, but I want to get the right thing. But we learn through doing. So I've put so many offers out there over the years. Like literally, I've lost count of them. Some of them have worked in terms of, attracted people in and, been amazing to run and hold space for. Some I've put out there and there's been, well, in Seema's words, like zip, zilch, nada. And again, it's the same as with visibility in general. Sometimes we will offer something and it will really resonate with our people and we will get people stepping into it. Other times, not so much or not at all. But that's okay, because every time you share something, you are people are coming closer to you, or they have the potential to come closer to you. So sometimes an offer that you create, it might not be for someone right now, but they'll see you offering it and think, oh, okay, maybe next time that is the time that they actually step in. Somraya, I offer one-to-ones, but not directly related to my book. I want to offer a membership and online courses, but don't have the space to create. I'm wondering about a Facebook group for book, but also a journey along the writing of second book, but not sure how. I do already receive one-to-one through people buying my book. Yeah, it doesn't have to be directly related. And I've got things to say. That's a really good point that you've just raised, Somraya, there about the membership and online courses. And I might get a bit meta in a while and talk about that in relation to what I'm opening the doors to today, the Abundant Author Academy, because that is very much based on my next book. Yeah. Let me see what I have here. I want to make sure that I'm covering everything for you. So, and the thing is, what I'm talking about here in terms of an offer, it could be based on your whole book. So, when I talk about writing a book, I talk about taking your reader on a journey. And you can take your clients on a version of that journey through whatever offer you create, like the whole journey you're taking someone on in your book. Or it could be like a micro offer, which is based on maybe one chapter of your book or one theme that you talk about. Yeah. I am a big fan of starting out with something which is like more specific and like based on like one small piece of your writing, of your book. So it could feel overwhelming, like unless you're working with someone one to one, and then, that can feel more flexible. But if you're offering something to a group, maybe starting with something that's based on one element of your book would feel more manageable. So when you think about your writing, about your book, let me ask a couple of questions. I'm just looking at my notes and it says the invitation is to let this be easeful. There's no need to complicate things. So let's feel into like how you can embrace the energy of simplicity. So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. What's the transformation you feel most passionate about holding space for right now? And what element of your book feels most inspiring to you when it comes to creating an offer? So if you were going to create an offer right now, or maybe you have an existing one that perhaps you want to tweak or relaunch, what is it that you feel most passionate about? What is lighting you up right now? Now, it could be, like I say, something that's directly related to your book or your writing, or it could be something like that's a next step to whatever is in your book, whatever the journey is you're taking your reader on. What's bubbling up for you? Let me have a look at the comments. See what's happening in the chat. So Somraya, I'm running a retreat related to sacred sexuality end of May in Glastonbury. So that's a big part of my next book. Exactly. So often we're like, no, I haven't got anything, because maybe it doesn't look like the way you expected. And I think when we talk about this, everyone feels like, oh, it has to be an online group program or a membership or something like that, which are great. I hold space for both of those. Oh, it's gone on to yesterday's. I keep scrolling backwards and forwards on my phone. Yeah, but it gets to be like you get to create an offer that feels good for you. So it's not about what everyone else is doing. Saying that, Seema, wow, great question. I'm not sure if it's the most compelling or what I'm most passionate about, but what is most present is grief, loss, endings, and the importance of self-compassion, which is part of my book. Amazing. Amazing. So if you were going to create some kind of offer around that, like it could be a one-off workshop, which again could be online, in person. It could be an experience like this. Like, this is a free event that I'm holding space for, but this is quite easily something that I could have charged for, like a group experience over this 3 days, maybe a bit longer. And actually, when we like really bring in that energy of simplicity, we get to create and, hold space for our people in a way that feels like it can be relatively simple. So, Seema, if you were going to create something around that, around those themes, what might it be? Would you want to work one to one with somebody and go deep around that, or some kind of group process? And same question to everyone, like whatever is bubbling up for you. Um, how do you feel called to hold space for this, to offer it? Um, Hazel, purposeless to playfulness. Love that. That's great, because there you're describing the journey already that you're going to be taking your people on. So this is part of it. Yeah. We get to decide what we want to create, what we want to offer, and feel into, again, like we have the journey we're taking people on in our book, and for each offer we have a journey we're taking people on. Like, the journey I'm taking you on over these 3 days is like opening the doors of possibility towards like what it means to be an abundant author, and how you can start to do that, or start to do more of it, start to be more of the abundant author you are. So with an offer, sometimes you take people on the whole journey, sometimes it really is creating that kind of perspective shift, and that's huge. That's huge. And then, of course, like, you can offer something that holds space for the unfolding journey as well. Terry, I want to guide my readers through the steps in their lives to track their journey as they follow my story. I'm brainstorming and mind mapping ideas how to get them curious about that now. Love it. Grounding. Clara, grounding like never before. Don't we all need that? Don't we all need that? So how, again, like how would you like to offer this? Seema, I feel really drawn to create a women's circle around this. I know I'm not the only one in this space, and the para community for me has been the medicine I truly needed. The lingering question is how to keep it simple. Perhaps a resurrection of Facebook Lives is a way. Yeah. Like, this is like having a group, or not, it doesn't have to be a group, does it? But yeah, having a group and doing Facebook Lives. I love holding space in this way. And it keeps it really, really simple. Somraya, healing the divine masculine has been really powerful for me. And I see that on others, already attracting one to ones with this. And I want to record my podcast about this. Yeah. People say, like, there's so many different opinions on offers. Um, that you should have one signature offer, and that's it, and just invite everyone into that, and like have it really, really simple. Or that you have like this staircase of offers that people like starting off with low cost and then building up to like higher ticket investments. um like, there are so many, or that you should start with one to one and then that can branch out into group offers. Like, we get to make our own rules here, and I feel like it's really important to follow what feels good and aligned for you. Terry, you prefer Zoom to Facebook Live. I like to see the faces and have a conversation or group chat. Yeah, I do like, obviously, like a lot of the containers that I hold space for, we have Zoom calls. And actually, I know sometimes people are quite zoomed out. I can get quite zoomed out. And there's a different quality to Facebook Live, which, um, I enjoy having that flexibility. Clara, I want to get my podcast off the ground. It's been steeping, love these words, for a year. Yeah, yeah. And I just remembered I haven't shared the card that I pulled for you today for us. So I'm going to share this because it feels um, it feels important. It feels really relevant. So it's this one, Foundations. Again, it's from Tara Jackson's. Um, oh my goodness, Embodied Wisdom deck. I think it's menopause brain today, people. Anyway, let me read the message. What foundations are you building right now? It is time to lay the groundwork for what is coming through you. This might be a project or something you're creating. It could be something you are looking to change in your life. This card is an invitation to deeply spread your roots, honoring this part of your process so that what you build or grow will be fully supported on steady foundations. I love this kind of idea of like laying the foundations. And this is the piece. Um, oh, it was Carrie who said about your podcast. Like, I need to have my glasses on, don't I? Not Clara. um, like this is another question that you can ask. Like, what does my book want to be the foundation for? If I was going to create an offer now, what does my book want to be the foundation for? What does my writing want to be the foundation for? You know, and I talk about on the writing journey that we get to check in with like our books, because your book has an essence, an energy, a spirit of its own. So you get to co-create with your book in terms of the offers or offer that you're creating as well. Um, Somraya, yeah, you get those brain fog moments as well. Seema, this card, wow, need to pop off for another call, but we'll come back to the replay. Fantastic. Somraya, yes, April, month of thought and grounding, structure and foundation. Um, oh, you're welcome, Somraya. I'm glad you're finding the questions helpful. So these are all things to be reflecting on. And also, you know, always coming back that how could I do this in the most simple way? How could I do this in the most simple way? So don't overthink it. And what I invite you to do from like ideas that are bubbling here, even if it doesn't feel like, oh, I don't think that's quite like the idea. Like again, as we were talking about with visibility, we don't want to get into perfectionism. We learn through doing and we get to experiment with this. So when you have something, like map out the basic details. Like what is the journey that you'll be taking people on? You know, and that applies whether it's a big group one-to-one program where you're working with someone over 6 months or like it's a 60-minute workshop. You know, you get to think about, okay, what do I want my people to experience during this? You still get to have a lot of fluidity around that. Yeah. We don't need to be rigid about it. Clara just circled the word simple, yes. Well, we can get really heady about this. Really, really heady. So don't overthink it. Map out the basic details. The next piece, or an important piece, is to land on a price. And like I could do a whole session on this. And really, again, this is a place where we don't want to overthink it. You want to, I'm going to say, pick a price that feels good. And I know it's so annoying when people say that because it's like, yeah, but what should it be? Um, and I think, like, certainly the first time you run something, you don't want to. There's all this piece about like, you know, charge what you're worth, which is just like nonsense because of course, um, you're, you know, each one of us is absolutely, you can't put a price on who we are. But thinking about like the level of transformation your person is going to experience. This is something we're definitely going to go deeper into in the Abundant Author Academy. We've got a whole like piece around pricing. But pick a price that feels okay for you. It's like, yeah, okay, I feel comfortable like offering this at this price. And then you get to create a simple invitation. Now you will see, I'm going to share the invitation page for the Abundant Author Academy, the new membership, very shortly. And, you know, sometimes I'll have like a lovely sales page on my website. Other time, like this is a Google Doc. And it could be like a social media post. It could be like you put the details in a post and invite people to reach out to you if they're interested. You know, that's what Mariah did with her posts yesterday when we were talking about visibility, and she's had 3 people reach out to her in terms, you know, who are interested in the, you know, what she was offering. So she's ahead of the game. But that can happen. Like that can happen. And more, I think people are keeping it really simple when it comes to how we invite people into our offers. Pamela, I'm really powerfully pulled to hold space to help people connect very deeply, intuitively, and spiritually to their sacred voices and their sacred selves, connecting, releasing, and transforming. I want to produce a podcast around this. Yes, such amazing work. Such amazing work. Sonraya, could you add your questions to the Facebook group? Yeah, I will. I'll do that afterwards. If I forget, can someone nudge me? But I will. I'll pop them. I'll pop them in the post with this. I'll edit this video and pop them in the post that you've got them there. Sonraya, pricing is always difficult. What is difficult? I don't want to get into like literally the whole session we could do on pricing. But for those who find pricing tricksy, like what comes up for you? Because this is where, you know, it's a big embodiment piece. It's where our beliefs, our stories, our stuff can get in the way. So what questions do you have about creating an offer? You know, if it's related to pricing, pop it in the comments and I will speak to that. But everything I've covered over the past 3 days and more, like going further in the journey, like really diving into pricing, like how to launch and share your offer, how to invite people into it, how to expand your reach and your audience through collaborations and connections. This is all the good stuff that we are going to be diving into in the new membership, which is called the Abundant Author Academy. I am going to pop. Let me do it on my phone because I don't trust it on my. I am going to pop the link here in the comments so you can have a look at my beautiful Google Doc, which is not beautiful at all, but so you can see the details. So this is one way that you get to launch and talk about your offers, and it's a way that I really love. It's hosting some kind of group experience like this. So if you go across to that Google Doc, you will see all the details of the Abundant Author Academy, which is a membership. It's really designed to take you on this journey, where you get to really step into and embody the abundant author that you are. You get to allow your book to be, or your writing to be, the foundation for abundant streams of income, like by creating new offers in a really aligned and simple way. And to have the impact, like this is how we get to have more of an impact through, yes, writing our books, but also creating offers that people can step into and work with us more closely. Now, if you're an author with us at the Unbound Press, you get access to this, like complimentary. And I have to say, like this is not a book writing program. So if you're not in one of my book writing programs like Birth Your Transformational Book at the moment, and you really want to focus on that first, then I recommend joining Birth Your Transformational Book. But if this is the piece that you are really looking to explore and play with at the moment, like really stepping into you who you are as the abundant author and creating offerings or an offer around your book and doing that whilst being held in community, then this is very much for you. And it's all based on what's coming through for my next book. So this is an example of, my book isn't out in the world yet, the next one, The Abundant Author, but everything we're going to be covering is, what is being, what's in my book, what's in the manuscript is the basis for what we're going to be covering in the Abundant Author Academy. And of course, we get to expand on that. Somraya, I'm wanting to increase my one-to-one prices again as I feel I put so much into the process. I keep focused on just several clients, so very personal. Yeah. So what's stopping you? What is stopping you? What is stopping you? If you want to, I know how much value you offer, what you are able to hold space for. So that feels perfectly, yeah, of course, that's all I would say, that you would feel that call to increase your pricing, increase your prices. So yeah, have a look at that invitation. This is how we get to do it in a simple way as well. I wanted to model that. We don't have to have all the bells and whistles. Literally, this is a very simple Google Doc with the details. There are a couple of, I don't like the word levels, but you can either come in, there's a founding member rate, which when you join before this coming Monday at 6 p.m. UK time, at the kind of usual level of the Abundant Author Academy, it's £33 a month. Cancel at any time, it's a membership, or you can get an annual pass for £333. After Monday, it's going to be £44 a month, or 444. But there's also, and I haven't done this with a membership before, but there is a VIP level. So if you want to work a bit more closely with me, or a lot more closely with me, one-to-one, so to have a one-to-one session with me each month, and to have Voxer or WhatsApp support from me Monday to Friday, where we can go backwards and forwards and dive into whatever's coming up for you, and tune into the best way or the most powerful way for you to be visible, to reach your people, and to create an offer and to launch it. Then there's the opportunity to do that, and that one again, it's a founder member rate of $333 per month. There is a minimum commitment for 3 months with that one, or you can get an annual pass for $333. Always the angel numbers. And again, that will go up to 444 per month, or 4444 from Monday. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions about that. Somraya, it just feels a complete leap in price. And I kind of want to say, okay, and what? It's very likely that most people in this space, most of us, we have tended to undercharge. Now, I'm really passionate about creating offerings that are accessible. So a lot of my offers now are relatively low cost memberships, and the Abundant Author Academy is one of those, because at the Unbound Press, we have our publishing packages, done for you publishing packages, which are, that's the main kind of higher ticket offering that I have and we have at the Unbound Press. So it feels good for me to have these lower ticket offerings, more accessible offerings. But when you are working one-to-one with somebody, like in a really deep and involved, when you're holding space in that way, it's really feeling into the level of transformation that you are holding space for there, that you're supporting someone through. And very often what you've been charging it probably doesn't reflect that. So it might feel like it's a big leap, but actually it's just reflecting the level of transformation that you are able to support your clients with. Deborah, I'm a big fan of offering a sliding scale with the midpoint being what I would set as a fixed fee. The starting point is the least I would accept, and the top of the scale is something that makes me gulp. Most people end up choosing the midpoint, but there are always some who surprise me with their generosity. I love that. Yeah, yeah. And we could talk about pricing all day. I've offered like pay what you choose, and that can freak people out as well. Like, oh my god, don't make me choose. But with a suggested donation, and again, when I've done that, I've had people who've, you know, taken the opportunity to go, oh, actually, like that's great because I can come in at a lower amount. Most people have paid the suggested donation, but there have been people who've paid invested more, and it's like, yeah, yeah, we get to be unbound with this. Um, Somraya, feeling to do it spontaneously, yeah, feels good. It feels good. Feels exciting. So, any questions before we finish? Like, I'm going to be here in the group, although this is the last live session that I'm hosting during the Abundant Author activation. I will be here in the group. If you've got questions, do share them and I will speak to those. I'll either hop on and do another live or, type my response. And this group will be open until Tuesday morning. If you have questions about the Abundant Author Academy, again, either pop them here in the group or you can reach out to me personally. I will pop an email round with the details and also the recordings of each of the sessions that we've had. If there are questions bubbling up about like the offer that you feel called to create, again, very much share that here in the group, because when we are exploring it for ourselves and asking questions, that's going to spark off insights for others. Remember my invitation, like with all of this, each piece of this, each layer, don't overthink it. Keep it simple, like it gets to be easeful or relatively easeful for you. What else did I want to say? Oh, and the questions that I shared today. What's the transformation you feel most passionate about holding space for right now? Or, as Seema was saying, maybe it's not that you feel super, super passionate, but it's the one that feels most present for you right now. Or what element of your book feels most inspiring to you when it comes to creating an offer? Yeah, but I will pop those on this post. I think that is it. I think we are complete. Thank you so much for being part of this experience. I have loved it. I've loved every minute of it, and I'm so grateful to each one of you for showing up and your commitment to being the abundant author that you are in the world. Like, my underlying intention here is like, let's get more abundance of all kind, but certainly financial abundance into the hands of magical beings like you, because that is how the world changes. And that's very much the whole vibe with the Abundant Author Academy. Anyway, I will leave it there. Oh, you're so, so welcome. You are so welcome. Have a wonderful rest of the day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.